Stand by for shot.
Stand by for shot.
Shot. Faster shooting spotter.
Hey guys, how's it going? It is my different username here, and today I'll be showing off what I think has to be the biggest rifle I've ever made out of Lego. It also fires a pretty big round and can even hold 10 of them in just one magazine. I have to say, it is absolutely insane. Here we have the Barrett M82A1 50 caliber anti-materiel rifle made out of Lego. So, the M82A1, or also known as the Light 50, is the semi-automatic anti-materiel rifle developed by Ronnie Barrett from Barret Firearms Manufacturing in 1982. This rifle was the first of its kind because before, there were never any semi-automatic 50 caliber rifles available, so Ronnie took the concept and set out to make it reality. And now the rifle has been adopted into several countries and eventually the US military as well in 2002, where they renamed it as the M107. This rifle currently is the biggest Lego gun I have ever made, sitting at 57 inches in length, just like the actual rifle itself. Surprisingly though, when I stand with it in comparison, I still somehow make this rifle look tiny, which is so disappointing. I don't even know how this is, but it's made me want to challenge myself to one day make a gun that's actually taller than me. I don't know what that gun would be, but hopefully I'll figure it out one day. There are some small details on this rifle, however, like this AR-styled pistol grip, which looks great, but isn't all that stable. As well, we also have a fire selector that actually works and locks the trigger in place with the use of magnets. Unfortunately, it isn't perfect because with enough force, the trigger can still be pulled, which kinda makes a bad safety. Oh well, I tried. One of my favorite aspects of this gun has to be the magazine right here. It's the standard magazine of the Barrett rifle and holds 10 rounds of 50 caliber BMG. I love the small amount of details along the side of the mag, but the bullet, however, is questionable. It looks more like an oversized crayon than an actual bullet, but it does slightly compare well enough to the real 50 BMG. Well enough for me to use as a dummy round at least, and looks great too when the charging handle pulls back and you can see the round sitting in the magazine. However, there is one aspect of the gun that I'm not really too fond of, which unfortunately is the bipod. It looks cool and it works as well, deployed and undeployed, and can support the whole weight of the front end of the gun on its own. As far as using the bipod though, it isn't too nice and it is pretty flimsy to the point where if it's even shifted a little bit, it will actually break apart. I honestly believe it does that just because of the amount of weight it's handling, because these Technic pins on the inside were new when I got them, and after some use, they now roll in the socket like a ball joint and aren't as secure anymore. But besides all that, at least it somewhat gets the job done. Another attachment on this rifle is the option of having a carry handle mounted on the rail system in case of the possibility of long distance travel with the rifle. It has some small details here and there like the grip and how it can rotate around the scope, but basically it's here on my rifle just for aesthetic purposes alone, because there is definitely no way that this would be able to carry the gun on its own. Here we have the barrel and the muzzle brake. And a surprising detail that was added here is the fact that the barrel can be pushed back into the handguard just like the actual rifle, which not only helps with recoil management, but also helps keep the bullet in line of the barrel by sealing the bore to the bolt during the firing sequence. What also helps with recoil management is the giant muzzle brake at the end of the barrel. That was mostly built out of a ton of these angled plates, but anyway, it helps out by blowing out most of the gas towards the side of the rifle instead of back at the shooter. The stock piece was interesting to make because I needed to use a lot of intricate sloped pieces in order to make the proper shape for it, and even the butt plate had a lot of strange pieces that I had to order just to get this kind of shape going to begin with, but I am very proud of the end result because not only does it look great, but it's also very comfortable to use. When it comes to the scope, this is still the same design that I used for all my scopes in the past, except the front end has been slightly modified to properly adjust to the size of the rifle. Besides that, it features the knobs on the side and top, as well as the turntable reticle inside, and this is kind of something that I've always wanted to do with the scopes I make, and that is to somehow find a way to add magnifying glass on the inside of them like an actual scope, but unfortunately I don't even know how I would be able to possibly do that, or if it could even be properly done. With the scope off of the rifle, we can talk about these new Lego pieces that are scattered all over the top of the gun that I now use to make Picatinny rail systems, and they're essentially just bar pieces in black, but they provide a nice angled and sleek bump that you would normally find on rail systems, and they work so well in that favor that they're now a new standard for all my new weapons to come later in the future. Another feature here to show off is the hidden iron sight in the front of the gun, as well as the rear sights in the back. They stand very tall on the rifle, which gives an odd look at first, but surprisingly, they do very well in acquiring aim, even though I had a hard time aiming down through the camera. The sights are pretty cool, but honestly, I much rather prefer the look of the rifle with the scope instead. I know there has been a lot of info in this video, but the last thing I did want to cover were the small miscellaneous details on the rifle that you wouldn't normally see too well, like all the pins on the gun, the small crevice on the bottom of the pistol grip, and even when you take the plate off the scope, you would actually find the... Wait, what the... Calibri! How do you end up in every single video of mine? Whatever. This does show off the real size difference between the two guns anyway. That being the biggest gun I've ever made compared to the smallest I've ever made. Overall, it feels great to just come back to this rifle again and give it a more well-deserved do-over, because when I made a video on it before, my older model just lacked so many details and the video itself wasn't even really that great. I feel like this has been a huge improvement to my old rendition of the M82A1, and hopefully you guys feel the exact same way and have also enjoyed as well. So, I figured since I have some extra time, I might as well recap on this little event I went to around a month ago called Brickworld Chicago. It's this wonderful convention where a whole bunch of different types of Lego builders can meet up and show off all of their wonderful creations to other creators and even to the public for the weekend. And I got to stay in this hotel near the convention where the bathroom didn't really work half the time. But besides that, it was still fun because I got to be a part of Gamerlug, which essentially is the video game group of Brickworld and features stuff from BioShock, Destiny, Final Fantasy, and even Overwatch. My stuff was featured there as well, including this Barret rifle in its early stage of building, and I even got to reunite with my AK-47 again, which I missed oh so much. And I got to meet up with Nick Brick, Danger Close, as well as Nate Dogg, Brick Built Replicas, Rebel Lug, and everybody else at Gamerlug. I even got to see JK Brickworks there, which was pretty cool to say the least. Also, I got to talk to this really cool guy called Brick and Nick, who told me that he likes to stream his building process onto Twitch, and I was just like, wait a second, I could do that too. So, I decided to try streaming my building process onto Twitch around every Friday or just whenever I have the chance to. And it's perfect because I've recently started building all my creations in LEGO Digital Designer now, so it makes total sense to stream it. And what's cool is we can all just meet up, chat, chill, or I can answer anybody's questions if they have any on the stream. And I'll leave the link to the Twitch channel in the description, and hopefully I can see you guys on Friday to watch me build a gun. I don't even know what I'm going to build. Maybe something World War II, who knows. Besides all of that though, definitely make sure to subscribe if you want to see more weapons built just like this, like, favorite, and comment if you have enjoyed, and as always, thanks for watching.